No,
so why do it to Imran Khan? If it was unjust to you, isn't it unjust to Khan?
No, I'm not saying that it's for tit for tat. I'm not saying that. But this is something which is there. And if Imran Khan can justify whatever he did and say that that was okay, and this time it's not okay, this selective amnesia or selective application of
I won't disagree that Pakistani politicians across the board are guilty of selective amnesia, but Amnesty International said in a report last year that it has found a pattern of weaponization of the legal system to keep Imran Khan under detention. And it's not just Amnesty. You're here in New York attending the UN General Assembly. The UN's own working group on arbitrary detention said last year that there was no legal basis for Khan's imprisonment. They called it arbitrary. They called it a violation of international law. What is your response to those UN experts? While you're here in New York for the UN, what do you say to them?
Well, I think they have an opinion with which I disagree.
Their opinion is that you're breaking the law.
No, we are not breaking the law.
Pakistan is in violation of international law. No, that's what they said last year.
I disagreed with that. Totally disagree with that. Pakistan has a situation whereby we are trying to recover from a very, very misrule or bad rule or whatever you can call it for 3.5 years. Absolutely, even the families were in the jail during Imran Khan's rule. Nawaz Sharif's daughter was there.
You just said it wasn't tit for tat.
No, it wasn't tit for tat.
But every time I ask about Imran Khan, you say, well,
but
we were in prison as
you
well.
have to refer to the context.
So I happily condemn that as well.
Yeah.
In fact, I interviewed Imran Khan and I asked him about that.
But for instance, I remember that. I'll give you an example. Way back in 2012, I accused Imran Khan for siphoning money of Shaukat Khanum and investing it in real estate in Muscat through offshore companies. He gave me a notice, defamation notice. Yeah. 13 years have passed. He's not, cross-examined me. I begged them, please cross-examine me because I have proofs. From their own balance sheet.
He's in the capacity to do that now, is he?
Yeah.
He's in prison.
No. He's in prison.
You said before that he could have done it.
2012. He was in power.
But you know that many of the cases your government's thrown have fallen apart. Illegal marriage fell apart.
All these
ridiculous charges.
There are
multiple charges fell apart.
Whatever little knowledge I have, legal knowledge I have, there are cases will definitely stick.
You don't think he's being persecuted as the UN and Amnesty and others say?
I don't agree with that.
Well, let's look at the evidence. Jemima Khan, Imran's ex-wife, said in July of this year, "My children are not allowed to speak on the phone to their father." Pakistan's government has now said if they go there to try and see him, they too will be arrested and put behind bars.
No, they will. It will never happen.
You haven't threatened his children.
I can guarantee that.
You're giving a guarantee.
Guarantee that
Imran Khan's son, Suleiman and Qasim, can go to Pakistan and meet with their father.
Yeah.
You're giving that guarantee right now.
They can come.
And they won't be arrested. They won't be detained.
They won't be arrested.
Harmed.
They won't be harmed.
Okay. Well, we've seen it. Let's see.
Let them come. The
reason they're worried is because it's not just them. Khan's sister Alima says that he's been deprived of proper legal access. On July the 1st, Khan's lawyer was granted only 95 seconds to consult with the former PM. In fact, just this week, Imran Khan's lawyer, Salman Akram Raja, said that Imran Khan had to join a court hearing via cell phone and WhatsApp from his prison cell. The judge couldn't hear him. He couldn't hear the judge, but the trial continued nevertheless. How is that a fair trial?
No, that didn't happen. Let me...
he said this on Tuesday. Salman Akram Raja, who once represented...
He's operating a Twitter account from the jail cell, Do you know that?
You said he was operating from India the other day. I saw you say
that.
You said India is controlling his Twitter account.
Who's then? What is the truth then?
You tell me. You just made two different allegations.
I'm saying that...
Is it Imran in his prison cell or is it India?
It is one... This either he's operating from this cell or he should at least identify who's operating the...
You just said a moment ago that he wanted to sue you for defamation.
Yeah.
You just claimed that India is controlling Imran Khan's Twitter account. What evidence do you have for that? It's a big claim to make. What's the evidence?
The evidence, I cannot publicly disclose the evidence.
If you can't publicly disclose the evidence, why make the claim?
No, because it's
Just
there.
distrust
It's
her.
there.
We have
It's
to trust the Pakistani
It's
defense
there.
minister.
It's
You
there.
believe that India is controlling his Twitter account based on what? Intelligence?
Yeah, based on obviously intelligence,
But you're gonna-
nobody's
See,
stating it
do you really
openly.
think Pakistanis, they'll believe a lot of stuff. Do you really think they'll believe that Imran Khan is unpatriotic? There's a lot of things you can believe about him. You can say, oh, he's corrupt, he's this, that, whatever. Do you think people will believe that he's working for India? No one seriously believes that.
Well, that's a discussion which is there is evidence of that, in recent tweets. I'll just give you one evidence.
Yeah.
He has never condemned the Taliban.
I mean, I asked him that question too, and he kind of did. Yes, later he did.
And even 3 or 4 days back.
What's that got to do with India controlling?
No, I'll come to that.
Okay.
His statement, maybe 4 or 5 days back, he was again asking, the Taliban's, they should be treated differently. And during his rule, thousands are brought back to Pakistan. And I
think we've already discussed all Pakistani governments are guilty of supporting dodgy groups. I just want to focus on this trial issue, because you say he's having a free trial. All of the trials he's had have been jail trials conducted inside the Adiala prison premises. Under international law, which Pakistan has signed up to, the ICCPR convention, you're supposed to have a public hearing. Why can't he have one? Why is it in jail?
The same thing was done to Nawaz Sharif also.
Again, we're back to tit for tat. So because it happened to Nawaz Sharif, it should happen to Imran Khan?
They said if you come into equity, you must come with clean hands, That's the maximum of equity.
Are you saying you have clean hands?
Huh?
Are you saying your government has clean hands?
No, he doesn't have clean hands.
But you're admitting then
if he's
hold on.
Demanding
you're admitting then that you're depriving him of rights.
No, he's claiming equity.
He may be a hypocrite, not a hypocrite. That's irrelevant. The issue is, are you depriving him of the rights that he is entitled to? A fair and public trial.
No, if he's claiming equity, he must prove that he has clean hands.
That's not how the law works.
Yeah.
People are entitled to rights regardless of whether they're hypocrites
equity
or criminals.
is one big pillar of law.
The international law that you signed up to Pakistan says everyone is entitled to a fair and public hearing. He's not getting one. He's on a WhatsApp call from his prison cell. That's not a fair public hearing.
I'm not aware of this particular transaction or incident.
I mean, he's having all his trials inside Adiala prison. You know that.
Yeah,
that's not a public hearing.
This is something which is happening for the last 72 years or 78 years in Pakistan.
Okay. Your argument seems to be everyone's done bad stuff, so we're doing bad stuff. You said at the beginning, no tit for tat, but you spent the last 5 minutes.
I think the freedom they have in Pakistan, the PTI workers and their social media and all, it's unprecedented.
No, there's a huge crackdown on the PTI. Hundreds have been arrested. Hundreds and thousands.
No, I think that's...
This is according to Human Rights Watch, Amnesty International.
This is exaggerated.
Donald Trump reportedly told your military chief, General Asim Munir, in June that he must resolve the situation with Imran Khan. What do you think he meant by that? And what's Pakistan going to do?
I don't know. Well, the resolution can be legal, constitutional, or of the sort which is available in on the statute books.
Okay. But you're not going to release him because Donald Trump tells you to? No. Let's talk about some other... Time's running out. I appreciate you taking time out. A couple of other important issues. One is what Pakistan has endured since June, some of the heaviest monsoons in recent years, affecting more than 6 million people, more than 1,000 people killed, 12,000 homes damaged. You have said in the past, climate change is the direct result of unbridled capitalism, you have said. Your climate minister has called it a crisis of justice. Number one, what is Pakistan doing to try and tackle this crisis? And number two, when you hear Donald Trump say at the UN, climate change and wind power is the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, is that something you agree with?
I don't agree with that.
Okay. So what is Pakistan's position on these crises?
Pakistan, as far as Pakistan is concerned, there are obviously there are reasons or there are causes which are beyond our control. The greenhouse gases and whatever is being done by the industrialized world. But the rest, if you ignore just the rest of the world, but there are things which we can do to mitigate the situation in Pakistan also. We have, for instance, in Pakistan, the forests are gone. Our mountains are almost totally denuded of the forests. That's one big reason. Our glaciers are melting, and greenhouse gases. Local production of these gases is still there. Our laws are there on the statute books, but they are not being fully implemented, or they are not. There's no absolutely no force behind those laws. So the violation of these environmental laws is something which is very evident in Pakistan. So I think we should, as far as the environment problem is concerned, we should set our house in order. It will reduce the danger or the destruction to an extent, but ultimately it has to be an international effort. And I don't agree that this environmental threat is a hoax, as you just mentioned. And it is
on the receiving end.
Yeah, and it is a very real threat to it's a
national security threat as well,
it is an existential threat.
Yeah, well
it is an existential threat.
Agreed.
And we have to it's going to visit us every year. It's I live in a city which is the entry point of the water into Pakistan from Kashmir, Chenab and two other rivers, and there are 6-7 streams which you cannot imagine what sort of destruction it resulted in Pakistan and India both.
Yes.
Animals, even
something you could unite with India on to tackle.
Yeah, this is something, the environment is, the world has to unite on this issue,
With the exception of the United States, unfortunately. I want to ask one last question. I want to give you a chance to take this one. Pakistan is a country that has experienced military rule, massive levels of corruption from its ruling elites, an economy which hasn't grown in the same way as India's, high levels of political and sectarian violence. Paint a picture for me, for our viewers, of what Pakistan could look like 5-10 years from now. How hopeful are you about your country's future?
I am definitely very hopeful about, very positive about my country's future. There is an economic revival underway, but we have to do a lot. As far as terrorism is concerned, we are taking it head on, and we are trying to curb the terrorism, but it is coming from across the border. Afghanistan, I just defined the status of our relationship with Afghanistan about 2 or 3 days back. I think Afghanistan is a hostile country because Taliban are operating from their soil. I went there, I think, 2.5 years back, and they said we can relocate Taliban, take them to the western regions, and they asked us for a certain sum for that. Said we are ready to provide the sum, but what is the guarantee that they won't come back to our borders again, So these are real threats, and we are tackling with that. But situation was very bad 2 years back when we took over, and when Shahbaz Sharif became the Prime Minister second time, And but since then we have traveled a long way, and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We have some very serious problems. But even just half an hour or 45 minutes back, I was in a meeting where we have started settling down our circular debt. It's a national problem. So for the first time, a thing which was considered 3 years or 4 years back impossible, that liability is being liquidated. That's a national liability. And banks are taking over that liability, and the government is becoming more liquid and more viable, financially viable. So I'm definitely hopeful. There was dismay and totally hopelessness 2 or 3 years back, but we are definitely hopeful now that things will get better. And obviously, with the revival of economy and revival of eradication of terrorism, things will settle down, and we can then tackle the political problems you just pointed out,
I hope you
positively.
Can. I hope you
positively.
Can. Asif Khawaja, Defence Minister of Pakistan, thank you for appearing on Zeteo. We appreciate it.
It's a pleasure talking to you.